Okay, very exciting times. We are finally starting our JavaScript section using the scrolling. So let's do it. So the first thing I want to do is introduce you to ScrollTrigger and how it works and what we can do with it. So what we want to do is for this one, so here, I'm going to leave this after. So we have a section here. So this is going to pin and go like that, right? So we're going to skip this part for now. And I'm just going to focus on animating this text in and out like that. Okay? So let's go back here to our code. And the way we do that is essentially we're just creating a timeline again. So let's do a timeline. Actually, let me just show you an example of what we can do here with ScrollTrigger. So I'll just remove everything. So I'll just do const TL intro. We'll grab the first page and do a gsap.timeline. So it's the same way that we've done it before. Here we did the defaults and everything, but for now, what I'm going to do is actually add ScrollTrigger here. All right, just like that. So this takes in a few parameters. One of them is trigger. So when do you want to activate the ScrollTrigger? Well, in this case, the first page. So as soon as we start scrolling, I want to do some kind of animation. All right. Now, what else we can do is add a starting position and an ending position. So how long do I want this animation to run? So I'm going to do start and say 0%. So basically at the top of our page. So start animating. So again, we selected the first page, which is this whole thing, right? And 0, so up here at the top is going to be our starting position. So as soon as we start scrolling, we're going to start animating it, okay? And we can also add an ending position. So let me go back and show you that. And that applies the same way. So if I do end 50%, that's going to finish halfway through the scroll here of the first page. If I do 100%, it's going to finish right here. So what I'm going to do is actually target this nav bar here so you can visually see what's going on. So I'm just going to do 100% for now. Okay. And that's going to be it for now. So we have our timeline. We can just do TL intro. Again, I can just do a from to or to. Let's do it from to. I'll just grab the nav and do an opacity. Opacity 1 to opacity 0. My apologies. And we'll do a duration of 1 second and hit save. Okay, so let's see. As soon as I start scrolling down a little bit, it starts fading out. So that's cool. So by default, it triggers the animation, okay? So if I do it 50% down here, so the start 50%, the gsap from to is gonna run as soon as we scroll 50% on this section. So boom, there, all right? And what you can also do if you wanna visually see this, you can add markers to it. So markers, true, and hit save. And now you can see there's the scroller start here. So if I scroll down and touch that, that's when the animation is going to occur. Now the thing is though, I'll just remove this for a second, is that this end is quite worthless, right? It's not really doing anything because it's not like it's animating the opacity out based on how much we scroll. So that's the default behavior. But what we can do is we can animate it based on scroll. So just take out the duration from here. And all you need to do for that is go down here and add a scrub and set that to true and hit save. So now when we scroll, it's gonna fade it out. See, it's gonna calculate the percentage of that. So if I want it to start as soon as possible, I'm gonna do 0% here. As soon as I start scrolling, it starts fading out and it's gonna finish the animation right as soon as I touch this end here. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It's quite simple and quite fun actually. So if I want this to finish much faster, so let's say 25% down, I'll just change the ending to 25 like that and hit save. So now if I scroll 25% down, it's gonna fade out. So you can leave it like that if you want, if you like it. We're going to keep it fixed. So this was just basically a little example of how ScrollTrigger works with GSAP. Really awesome. I absolutely love it. This is my favorite thing. So let's start implementing the highlight because it's a bit more complicated, but fun.